Hello, I'm Debbie from Sew Easy, and today I'm going to show you how you can download, open and print the sewing patterns that you'll find on my site. As there's been an increasing number of site users, there's been an increasing number of people who have never downloaded sewing patterns before or any kind of PDF document. So I've been getting a lot of inquiries, and to make it easy I thought I'd show you a video of exactly how I download the patterns, and then hopefully you'll be able to follow along. So in the example we're going to have a look at a Facebook fan pattern. That's this one for the Easy Cosmetics bag, and then also a typical pattern that you might download from Craftsy. So before we start, most of the people who are writing to me with queries are trying to download or print using mobile devices. So if you're using an iPad or similar or a smartphone, these devices are great for browsing the internet, but they aren't really intended for file management or download or printing of zip files. So while you might be able to download ebooks and use them, for example, on your iPad, you really shouldn't be trying to use mobile devices for downloading and printing sewing patterns, because you're going to run into difficulties a lot of the time if you do. So if you have an alternative, it's much better to use either a regular laptop or a desktop computer, maybe even one at work if you need to, because these have the right kind of browsers and software that will allow you to download these kind of documents. So we're going to have a look at how to access the Facebook fan patterns, such as the one I have there presently for the Easy Cosmetics bag, and that one downloads from Google Drive, so we'll look at that. Most of the patterns, the free ones and paid ones, are going to be from Craftsy, so we'll have a look at how to add a Craftsy pattern to your cart. And then because many of them have two documents, there'll be a set of instructions and also the printable pattern pieces. A lot of the files are going to come to you in a zip format, so we'll have a look at how to unzip the files and then how to print the PDFs, and there'll be two different versions of that. So let's go now over to the Sew Easy site. So here we are on Sew Easy, and this is the Easy Cosmetic bag pattern. This is a Bride Me pattern, which means it's only available to people who like the Facebook page, and that's all explained in here. Gives you some examples of the bag and tells you about my evil plan, that I want world domination on Facebook and you want this pattern, so you have to like the Facebook page. So you click here and it will take you straight over to the Sew Easy Facebook page, and directly here under the main header there'll be the free Facebook fan pattern that's currently available, and it's for the free bag pattern. So if you click just here, you will come to this page. If you don't like Sew Easy on Facebook already, you will get a little indication to say that in order to get the bag pattern you need to like, in which case you click the like button up on top, and when you like the Sew Easy page you'll get a new page which looks like this one. It says thank you for liking Sew Easy, and it says the pattern is ready for you, click here to download. Now some people have said that they aren't in fact able to see this page. In fact it's just a picture. There's no text or anything as such, just this picture. So in the event that you actually just see a blank space there and you don't see the picture, you just need to click the blank space, and that will also take you to the free download. So let's click now, and this will take us over to the free download on Google Drive. So that's opening up for us. So here we are now in Google Drive, and we're in the free Sew Easy fan patterns folder, and this is the one for the Easy Cosmetics bag. So if you click just here, up it brings, and you can see the document. This is the page here for the sewing pattern, and it also tells you, if you scroll down using this bar on the side, that there are more than one page. A lot of people have clicked here and tried to print and found that they just get the first page of the document, and I get a lot of emails to say I got the pattern but no instructions. But if you scroll down you see the instructions. You see at the bottom here, as I'm scrolling, it shows the number of pages, There we are, page 3 of 7 and so on. And the instructions and the pattern piece are all included in this one document. However, Google Drive doesn't really do very well with PDF documents. They try to convert it to their own format. So rather than open and print within Google Drive, you're much better to download the document to your own computer. And just here, this down arrow, when you hover over it, up comes the word download. So you click on there. And I get the little notification here in the bottom of my browser to say that it's now available. And I can either click there to open it, or I can go into my downloads folder. So I have a folder on my computer called downloads, and I have it set up that anything I download goes into this folder. Yours might be in a different place. And so here we have the So So Easy Easy Cosmetics bag, and it's a PDF format. So if I double click, it will open. Now if yours doesn't open, then maybe you need to download some kind of PDF reader. A PDF is a standard document used for file sharing, and you need Adobe Reader in order to open and print it. If you don't have this already on your computer, I'll provide a link where you can download the free software, and then you'll be able to just double click and open the documents. So there we are, we can now scroll through, see the pattern piece and the instructions. But of course we need to print it. Now you may just choose to print any pattern pages. In this case you can scroll down and just see that's page 1. It may be more than that, maybe page 1 to 3, and the instructions perhaps you're going to read on the screen and you don't want to print. So up here we have our little print icon. If we click there, and up comes our pages. Now this one is just all on regular letter or A4 paper. So you're going to click on size, and you're going to make it actual size. You don't want to shrink any pages or make them a different size, because then your pattern won't come out the size that you're intending. So always use actual size. And up here, if we've got it set to print all, but if you just wanted to print the pattern page, for example, you would just change that to page number 1, and you can scroll through here and see the pages. So we're just going to do page number 1. Print it to actual size. Now you may need to go into your page setup and just check your paper. Obviously if you're in different countries you may use different paper sizes. So in the US, for example, you'll select letter. If you're in the UK or Europe, you may select A4 and then click print, and that should take care of that option. So let's now go over and have a look at one of the other free sewing patterns on So So Easy. So now we're back at the So So Easy site, and we're looking at the Easy Dress pattern. This is a recent free pattern I've put out. You'll find the paid patterns are sometimes in a slightly different format. The free patterns tend to be on a poster, and we'll talk about the differences with that when we have a look at it. So here's the Wear Everywhere dress, and if we scroll down you'll normally find towards the bottom a place where you can click to go find the pattern. There we go, download from here. So if we click here, it will take you over to the page on Craftsy where I have all of my patterns. So you can check you're on the right page. It tells us that this is free. So now you have to add the pattern to your cart. So we'll click here. There we go, it's now in the cart, but the good thing is because you don't pay for it, the price here shown is free, so there's no need to enter any personal details, no need to go to your PayPal or anything like that. All you need to do is click add this pattern to my pattern library. And you'll get a little receipt to say success and to say that an email confirmation has been sent to you, and that email confirmation will include a link, but you can also download it from here. So if we go over to My Craftsy, this is my page, and over on the side here you'll have one called My Patterns, and this is your pattern library, and in here all the patterns that you've added to your cart or downloaded will be saved, and they'll be there for you to download then at any time. So if I hover my mouse over, it grays out and I get a little sign that says download. So if I click just here, and then the pattern is downloading, you can see that happening just there, and already it's completed. Now you can see with this dress pattern download, if you look down here, it has a zip at the end rather than a PDF, and this is because the pattern file includes two documents. One is the PDF instructions and the other one is another PDF document for the pattern pieces themselves. And by keeping them separate, it makes it easier for you to be able to keep your instructions to one side and look at them on the screen and just print the pattern pieces. However, because the two are together, they're zipped together to make downloading easier, but that means you do need to unzip them in order to be able to print. Many computers will already come with an unzipping program, but if yours doesn't, then most of the time you would use perhaps WinZip, or I have a program that I use, ExpressZip or PK Unzip from this company, and I'll include links under the video for how you can get those programs if you need to. So my pattern is now in my downloads folder. Let's go take a look. There we go, the Wear Everywhere Knit dress, and you can see that it's a zip file. So once you have the software included on your computer that you need, it's a simple case of double clicking and it unzips for me, and now I've got a new folder, and inside my folder are my two documents. So I have one for the instructions and one for the pattern. If we just look at the instructions, it opens very easily into a PDF document, and you can either use it on the screen or you can print these out if you want to and use them next to your computer, next to your sewing machine. Now, included in all of the pattern downloads, there will be instructions on how to print your PDF pattern. So I suggest opening your instructions first of all and having a look at how to print, and it has here an example and tells you what settings to use. So let's go over now to the PDF pattern. We can open this one. Now this one is a little bit different because the whole pattern is as a single document on one very large sheet of paper. So if you have access to a large scale printer like an architect's office or a commercial printers, then that's great. You can just take the file and open it there. But most of us will want to print from our home computer. So if you click the print icon up at the top just here, and the print dialog box will open. And if you select the same settings as you did before by selecting size and actual size, all you'll get is just one document, and it might just be one sheet from the middle, or it might just be the first sheet, and you'll wonder what on earth is wrong. You could also do shrink, in which case the whole pattern piece would appear just on one sheet of printer paper, in which case it probably wouldn't even be large enough to fit a doll. So what you need to do is select poster, and you can tell by the little icon from poster here that it takes one large image and splits it into several. So if we select that one, very important to select your tile scale at 100%, and now you can see that the document has been split over several sheets. So here each one is a separate sheet of paper, and when you print out there will be a slight overlap, and you're going to cut off those overlapping sides and butt the pattern up together and then tape them together to put the pattern back together into one great big whole. Now you may need to select portrait or landscape, but it will normally default to whichever is going to give you the most efficient setup. So there we go. Once you have your poster and tiled at 100%, you select print. It will print out these sheets of paper in order. So as they do come out of the printer, keep them in order, because it's going to be then much better and easier to line them out on your floor or your table in order to put them all back together again. So that's the end of the short presentation. I hope it's given you a few helpful hints if you are having difficulty either getting the pattern out of your Craftsy library or downloading from Google Drive or the Facebook page. Remember, if you are having difficulties, then try using a different browser, try using a laptop or a desktop computer instead of a mobile device. If you do still have problems with Craftsy and you get error messages, then you can email Craftsy and they will give you technical support on how to download any of the patterns from their system. I'll put the email address for Craftsy underneath. You can of course also email me, but do be aware that I get a lot of emails, and although I will try and help, I'm not an expert on computers by any means, and certainly not on how to use mobile devices. So thank you very much for downloading my patterns, and I hope you'll continue to follow along at Sew So Easy.